Hey, everybody, welcome back to another installment of Client Side Chat. Today, we have a very special guest, Alex Norwood. Alex is a safety professional with XELA, that's XELA Safety Solutions. But what he also is the professional development chair for the practice specialties, the consultants practice specialties for the American Society of Safety Professionals. Alex, that's how you and I met, right? Welcome into Client Side Chats.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. We actually started off with the event with the National Capital chapter. And then I said, hey, everybody, we got good feedback from you on that event. And then we went to the safety consultants practice specialty. So hey, it's always good to be here with you and discuss safety.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I always enjoy it too. Now, real quick, we were talking off screen here. Two things, right? Before we got into this. One is you just passed another one of your classes for your master's degree. So, congratulations. Definitely. I mean, smarter than I am for going through this process, man. I got to tell you that. So, that's really pretty cool. And the second thing is your safety solutions company name. So, it's Zella or XELA, which is what?
My name's spelled backwards.
There you
I,
go,
I,
man.
I
So
was
how'd
asking,
you come up with that?
so I was asking a lot of people around me because I was like, I want to get into business for myself. I want to work on projects and I want to start my own company because I was working 1099 projects. However,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't in a business name. So we're just kind of just funneling down to me and my personal name. So I was like, I don't want to start a business. I want to have a creative name for it. And I asked a bunch of people around me who I trust, and they came back with the XEL. Somebody just sent it to me. I didn't even realize it was my name spelled backwards. Like, oh, you know that your name spelled backwards. I was like, oh, okay, I like that.
Well,
That's how it came about. Yep.
that's great. And I think it's unique. And by the way, it's the same thing for me, as you know, before we were talking, I was like, how'd you come up with Zella? And that's when you said your name spelled backwards. Duh, but okay. Hey, you know what? Things aren't always that obvious for
Right.
us as safety professionals, right? So we
Mhm.
always start looking for all those issues to solve, which leads me, if I'm going to segue right into it here for us, Alex. As you know, we'd like to talk about a lot of safety successes that safety practitioners have done. And so, what kind of a safety success did you want to talk about? What was it that you were trying to solve? How do you know it was successful? What are the metrics, all that? Please go ahead.
This project that happened to be, I was a standalone safety professional on the project. I usually don't like that because I like to bounce ideas off the other safety professionals and I like to
Hmm.
be able to network and meet other people. But I was like, hey, I'll take this on as a really big job. We had about 150 employees that I was subcontracted to. And this particular site, they were having a lot of issues with small, not incidents, but leading indicators such as PPE. The clients were doing a lot of audits and coming back with poor findings for the client that I was representing. So they're like, hey, we need you to come on this site, kind of change the culture, all the word we like to use for the climate of the site. And
Gotcha.
that's exactly what I did. I want to come on the site because that's what I'm really good at. I can talk to anybody from the project executive level all the way to the field people and really try to get that buy-in from the crew. Um, so my main objective was to make sure that people on that project knew I was there to help them.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't there to be the safety cop. I mean, you do got to be the cop at some point when you have to repeatedly tell somebody something, but I want to get their buy-in and to know that I was there to help them and have that good relationship to build that trust with the client that, hey, we're going to work safely. We're going to get better performing audits in the future.
How did you go about doing that to get that buy-in into place? It seems to me that really what you were after was trying to get people to actually uptake on wearing the proper PPE, wearing and doing the kind of proper things that you needed to be done safely to prevent the incident and the injury ever from occurring in the same place, and while at the same time we're looking for a better outcome from the audit, correct?
That is correct. Simple things from PPE to scissor lift inspections to making sure that something as simple as making sure you're tying off when you're above 6 feet. I think it came to a point where I was able to get their buy-in just from being out there and being active and talking to them, saying, hey guys, what are you guys doing? Being involved in the toolbox talks, even though I would encourage the foreman to lead those toolbox talks so they could hear it from the person that they were working with on a daily basis. I would be involved and be out there in the field, make sure I was there at 5:50 so I could be there for the 6 o'clock toolbox talk.
Yeah.
And them seeing me out there and knowing that I really cared, I wasn't just a safety person that checks the box, knowing I really cared about their safety, knowing I really cared about them personally. I think that really made a difference. So I would make sure I was there for the toolbox talks. I would be out there interacting with them. And I think what really got their buy-in with me was
Uh-huh.
just asking them questions on what they're doing on a daily basis. Hey, what do you got going on? Oh, and
Uh-huh.
you'll find that people really like to brag on themselves, and when you start to ask them, "Hey, how do you do this? What does this task involve? What are the hazards?" People will really start bragging about it and get into it at some point. I mean, you'll get the ones and twosies who are like, "Hey, leave me alone. I don't want to talk right now."
Right.
You just kind of try to keep it on surface level with them, tell them you're here for them, and if they need anything, hey, I'm here for you.
I do agree with you. I think that's a great way of opening up engagement is let them share with you what they do, how they do it, because they're proud of the work that they try to accomplish. And try they do accomplish, right? And
Right.
so now that opens up the door that they're pleased that you're even interested in what they're doing rather than worrying about whether or not they're in compliance or anything like that. And as a result, I find that they actually start to say, okay, well, here's a way we can solve this problem, or how come we don't do it this way? And what do you guys think? Rather than, oh, you're just trying to tick a box for you. I need to get my work done, that kind of thing. What do you think?
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, just showing that you truly genuinely care for them and not just to tick a box, that's what really helps. That's when I started seeing actually we had these safety observation reports, foremen, regular employees, they would submit stuff like that, say, hey, we noticed this hazard in the field. So we would start getting an uptick of stuff like that. And that's when you really start getting that culture of safety and people really starting to notice the hazards in the field. And that's what we're trying to get at ultimately as safety professionals, having the employees being able to find hazards, not just the safety people finding the hazards. So that way.
Right, that really does help
Exactly.
quite a bit. I mean, so how did that translate to the outcome now? Because I know you had said in the beginning here, the idea was to improve what we were finding from the audits or the assessments, but also get people to really uptake this kind of thing. What happened in the end?
So we end up actually winning safety subcontract of the month 3 months straight. So that included a free meal on the general contractor for those 3 straight months. We stood up and we spoke on it. We said, hey, this is because of you guys. This has nothing to do with me as a safety professional. You guys really bought into the process. You guys turned in your safety documentation every Friday. You guys completed your scissor lift inspection sheets. When people approached you and asked you for your PTP, whether it be somebody from another trade or a safety professional from the general contractor, you guys thoroughly went through the PTP with them. So all that went into consideration for the safety subcontract of the month, and they were really proud that they were able to get that three months in a row actually. So they were fed 3 months in a row for
Now,
cheap.
two things. I trust it wasn't safety pizza.
Right.
So,
It was
right.
actually barbecue.
Oh, now that's real. That's real good food.
Oh yeah.
The second thing is this. I think it's interesting. You made comment about this real quick, that whether it was from another trade or another person or anybody like that, they would come up and ask about the PPE. So these folks that you were working with, the employees who were out there using this stuff, would actually talk to other trades, other people about how to use it properly, or how to make it work better for them, or anything like that.
Yeah, so their pre-task plan, they would actually go through the form with them, saying, "Hey, these are the hazards in our area. This is the task we're performing. If there's caution tape up, they say, hey, this is why the caution's tape up. They put the signs up and make sure they're labeled and say, hey, this is what you need to be aware of when you're going through this area, or just simply going through the whole pre-task plan. Some safety professionals on from the general contractor, they wanted to actually read their whole pre-task plan and make sure that they're filling it out on a daily basis as well. So that was something that the foremen were really good at that. They weren't having an attitude with them anymore. They were filling it out completely and making sure that they were on top of those things. So
Great climate change on the project. Sometimes that's all it takes, and people start to engage. What a great thing. It may sound like I kind of minimized it. Listen, we all know as safety professionals, that takes a bit of time and a lot of effort to get it to that point. Thanks for being on to Client Side Chats. Really appreciate it. This is 2022 now. So have a great, successful year, and look forward to chatting with you soon. Hopefully, we get to see each other at the PDC in Chicago in June. That'd be great.
absolutely. I appreciate you having me on. And I hope I do see you in Chicago. I plan on going to that safety professional development program.
Definitely. So thanks, Alex. Really appreciate it. Always good to see you.